Go ahead and find yourself comfortably seated. Close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just letting go with every exhale. Anything that's on your mind. Kind of a cool thing that I used to do with my practice when I was practicing alone at home. It's a little less easy to do in a class, but now here we are on the internet and by ourselves, free to do as we please. Is I always tell my students in class, as you exhale, think about dropping anything that's wandering through your mind, any emotions you're feeling, just letting it go. But the cool thing that you can do, since you're alone, is just say it out loud. So if something is like going in your mind and you're feeling irritated, just take that exhale and go irritated. Whatever's going on, you can just kind of let that out in a verbal diarrhea kind of way to push it away from you and let it go. I find it very helpful for me. Maybe it is for you. If not, leave it. Just clearing away anything that's going on. Anything you're feeling, letting it go. Let's start off our practice today with some seated poses. So go ahead and open out kind of as if you're going to open into a straddle, but instead don't straighten out legs. So you're in this very wide bent knee position, kind of like some type of, Hindu goddess of death. And I want you to just set your hands gently on the inside of the knees, gently press out. And as you press out, see if you can push your pubic bone down and lengthen your rib cage up and away from the floor. But keep the shoulders down. So you're really working on, because the position for many of us might actually be more here. So we're really working on lengthening through the low back and kind of pushing that lumbar and lower thoracic spine forwards. It should be a really nice stretch through the inner thighs and around the hip socket. And then walking those feet into the midline, bringing the balls of the feet together, sitting up as tall as you can. Pull your ankles and heels in towards you as much as you can. And then you can use your grip on your ankles here to do the same thing, to kind of pull that lumbar and thoracic spine through, bringing yourself into an elongated spine. And then if it feels like you can go deeper, you can start to take that elongated spine. So we want to We want to keep the work we just did to get here. Don't round. Keep that long spine and take it forwards. Maybe not. And maybe you can take it farther forwards so you can put a little pressure into the legs to press the knees out. But just staying really long through the spine wherever you are. Coming up. We're going to extend the right leg out on the mat. Keep the left foot right where it is. And then you can use your left ankle and your inner right knee to do the same thing. So lift up, think about pushing the spine forward. And maybe we just hang out seated, or maybe we start to tip forwards. Again, we're looking to maintain that length through the low back. Coming up, bend that right knee, bring the foot in, and we swap out to the left leg. Hanging on the right ankle, the inner left knee, go ahead and lift and lengthen, and then maybe start to tip forwards. Rolling up, you got that knee, come back into butterfly. Take another moment to lift and butterfly, tipping forwards. And coming up. We'll rotate so that I'm long on my mat. And you're going to prop your pelvis up using a block, ideally. So we roll down here. If you've got something to put under your hips, you can go ahead and do that. You can also lie off the edge of a bench or a bed, because all we're going to do here is just a really gentle stretch for the hip flexor. Just one leg at a time. You're going to hang that leg, so extend it. And so if you're on a bed or a bench, you're going to lay at the edge and hang your right leg off the side, so that that right leg dangles. So if it feels like that stretch has kind of dissipated now, a way to deepen this pose would be to pull the knees into the chest, hang on to the left knee. So you're essentially pinning your pelvis in this position using the left knee, and then extend the leg down again. And that'll be a little bit deeper. So in this position, you're thinking about pulling your pubic bone up towards the belly. And then the left foot comes down, the right foot slides back, and we switch sides. So just starting off by lengthening the left leg down. So again, if you're on something other than a block, you're using the edge of a bed or a bench, then you're going to be hanging the left leg off. Now, when you find that that stretch dissipates, you pull both knees in, hug the right knee to pin the pelvis, pubic bone towards the belly, and then extend the left leg down. And then we'll release the right leg up to the floor, slide the left foot back, push into the feet, press the hips up, slide your block out. Bring the knees into a little hug. Bring the feet together, knees out. So into this kind of flying butterfly position. And then grab the outer edges of your feet and open up into happy baby. And as you hang out here in happy baby, think about sending your tailbone down to the floor and keeping your feet planted towards the ceiling. I love to rock side to side here. Leave that up to you. And then bringing the knees back together. You're gonna grab the backs of your knees and you're gonna start to rock and roll the whole length of your spine. Giving yourself a little massage. And you're gonna give yourself a good roll and come on up to Navasana. So feet are about the same height as the knees. Chest is lifted. So we're doing that same action that we started off class with of lengthening the lumbar and thoracic spine through towards the thighs. The chest opens up towards the ceiling and your eyes are just kind of 45 degrees up. You can hang out here, hanging out of the legs, or you can release. Now, as you do this, the spine is moving from that rounded position up into that flat back, but I don't want you to push through your belly. You're drawing your belly button back towards your low back, so it's as if the spine and the belly button are moving towards each other. Good, grab the backs of the knees, rock and roll a couple times again. And this time when you roll yourself, you're gonna give yourself a really good push and you're gonna plant your feet and come into a forward fold. Support yourself if you need to, grab a block, whatever you got. Hang the head. Just imagine that the legs are kind of like a cliff and the upper body is a waterfall. With every exhale, your head drops a little closer to the floor. Bend your knees, ragdoll your way up. We're going to do a little bit for our side bodies here, so you can stay where you are. I'm just going to rotate so you can see me a little bit better. You're going to take the right leg, cross it in front of the left. And you're going to push your left hip out to the side. Right hand comes on your right hip, left arm comes up and over. Side bending, and you can push with your right hand to send that left hip a little bit further out. And coming up. Switching. Left crosses in front of the right. Left hand on the left hip, push the hips to the left. Right arm comes up and over. There's always one side that's a little less bendy than the other. Up. Stand with the feet hip width apart. Just keep that right arm coming around behind you. All the way over, grab it with your left hand. So you really pull the arm across. Feet are parallel and hip width apart. And then just drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Really use your breath here. Each exhale, see if you can melt a little bit deeper. I really wish that we were teaching in the school systems just mindful movement during class. Like every 10 minutes, there's just like a minute of movement. Because if we could ingrain this into children, then they would be adults who take a moment. Just think, like if you did this once every 30 minutes at your desk, how different you'd feel at the end of the day. But it's hard to create a habit, you know, when you haven't been doing it your whole life. Bring yourself up, grab hold of that left wrist with the right hand, pull the left arm across, stand up tall, and then drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And one more time in each direction. So grab hold of the right hand, pull it across. This time, instead of dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, I want you to turn to look just 45 degrees to the left and then drop the chin down. Bring the head up and back center, grab hold of that left wrist, hold it crossed. Standing up tall, turn the face 45 degrees to the right, and then tuck the chin down. Bring the head up, come back, center. Release the arms, shake them out. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of helicopter arms before we get into some sun salutations. So the biggest challenge of this exercise is your brain, because your brain is going to fart so many times. So just know that going into this. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. But essentially, we start with the arms overhead. I'm going to back up so I can get my hands in the frame here. Hands are overhead. Your right arm is going to go back and your left arm is going to go front. Okay, so we're just going to do this slowly to start. And they come down, they come through center, and right arm goes up, left arm goes back. So they're moving in opposition. So start slow and just rotate. And it's probably going to be like super crunchy because adulting. I want you to pay attention to if you keep sending your belly forward and your butt back. Really want you to maintain your core here. So rib cage reaches down, pubic bone reaches up. And this just might be a very slow movement for you for a while. Maybe you start to speed it up. Eventually you can get it to kind of just swing, and it becomes this beautiful dance where your rib cage does a little kind of figure eight. Sounds like somebody is grinding stones in my occiput. I clearly need to go to the chiropractor. Slow it down if you spin it up. And then let it come back to neutral. And chances are your arms are a little fatigued. Give everything a little roll around. This is so good to open up the shoulders if you've been sitting all day, so if you've driven for a ways, or if you've been sitting at your desk, or you've been doing massage all day. Okay, so other side. Nice strong core. Arms come up. Let's see if I can remember which way we went. So left arm back, right arm forward, all the way down and up. And you're keeping a nice long spine, but do allow your rib cage to kind of rotate here. That's gonna feel really good. This is when I miss doing in-person classes, because this is one of the great movements that just gets the whole class essentially laughing hysterically at themselves. Maybe speed it up. Eventually coming into propeller arms. Slowing it down if you sped it up. And again, take a little roll. All right, let's do some total body now that we've loosened everything up. So top of the mat, feet hip width apart, standing up nice and tall. You know, your weight just slightly in front of the arch of your foot. So it's as if you're getting ready to take a step forward. Arms relaxed down, shoulders falling away from the ears. You really want to feel that your collarbones are tractioning down and away from each other. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. So everything that we've been doing up to this point, I've been talking about sending lumbar and thoracic spine through and forward. So I want you to really work on that here to come into that flat back. A lot of times people stay rounded in their low back. You say flat back and they just yank their head forward. They're like, here I am. Nope, it starts at the booty. So pushing your sitting bones back and lifting them up as if you were opening a can. And then press the pubic bone between the thighs and send the lumbar and thoracic spine towards the floor. And then the head just kind of follows suit. So you're really just looking slightly in front of your fingertips. Beautiful. Bow down, bend the knees and roll up. Let's do that in real time without me saying all the words. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, all the way down, bowing. Inhale, start at the tail, lengthen. Exhale, bowing down. One more time, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale. And we're gonna inhale, lengthen. Stay long through your spine and step the left foot to the back of the mat. Reach your left heel back, send your right knee forwards, and then scissor the pelvis. So the left heel goes back, the left hip comes forwards, the right knee goes back, the right hip goes forwards. Good. Plant the hands, step the right foot back into plank, round at the head, roll up and back into downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths here, move the shoulders away from the ears and traction out the collarbones. Inhale, take your right leg straight back behind you. So pelvis stays square, toes look at the floor. Draw the knee into your chest, step forwards between the two hands. Re-lengthen out the spine. So we push back through the right heel now, push forward through the right hip, press forward through the left knee, pull back through the left hip. And that's gonna have a scissoring feeling, a zipping up feeling along the midline of your body. The inner thighs actually hug towards the midline. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, step into that left leg, bow down, and then inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bowing down, bend the knees, roll it up. Drop the shoulders, stand tall. And your next inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, keep the spine long, step the right foot back. Once again, left knee forward, right heel back, left hip back, right hip forwards. Get long through your spine. Expand through your whole body. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into plank. Roll through your spine, up and back, downward facing dog. So even here in down dog, we are doing the same thing, pressing the lumbar and thoracic spine through. And then we inhale the right leg up, pelvis stays square. This is a murder on the left hamstring and calf. Draw the knee forward, step the foot through, re-lengthen. Flat spine, left heel back, left hip forwards, right knee forwards, left hip back. Squeezing along the midline. Take another full inhale. And as you exhale, step the left foot forwards. Bow down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow down, bend the knees, roll it up. Standing tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stay long, step that left leg back, bend the left knee, keep the toes tucked. You're gonna roll yourself up and take your weight backwards. So use your right leg to push you back. Hug your tailbone under you, lift your pubic bone up, okay? And then we move from the tail. So imagine you've got a tail back here. Tuck it between your legs, give it to somebody out in front of you, and let them pull you back forward so that the pelvis stays directly in under you. And if you need a visualization of what that looks like, this isn't under me. This is me letting my belly lead, okay? So get the tail under you, take the tail first and foremost here. You're gonna feel that a lot more deeply in the left hip, quad, IT band, all of it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands down, left knee up, right foot back, roll up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg up and back, keep the pelvis square again. So murder on the right leg, bend the knees, step it through, press that right knee down, roll up, send your weight back a little bit so you can really get your butt under you. Keep your butt under you as you start to come forwards. So you're really pressing forwards from your right femur. So from that standing thighs femur bone, pushing you forwards. Everything else creates a little more space. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right knee lifts up. Take an inhale here, nice and long. Exhale, right foot, top of the mat. Inhale long. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees, roll it up. Stand for a moment, nice and tall. Realign everything. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stay long, send the right leg back, bring the knee down, roll up, send your weight back, tuck under, and then from that right femur, push forwards. Option 2, take the arms either up here or interlace the hands behind your back and reach straight down. So we're not arching into our backs here. We're sending the hips forward and we're reaching the knuckles straight down. I don't know why, but that always makes it hurt so much more in my right quad. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Lift that right leg, send the left leg back, roll into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, pelvis square. Exhale, step forwards and through, left knee down. Roll it up, take the pelvis back or take the weight back. Tuck your pelvis under you and then lead with the left thigh bone. Again, option, arms up or interlace in that awkward position and squeeze the wrists, push down. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift that left knee up. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow, bend the knees, roll it up. Standing tall for a moment. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps all the way back. Roll yourself up. Good. Use your right leg to push yourself back slightly. Bend that left knee. Get your butt under you. And then again, from your left thigh bone, push yourself forwards to come back down deep into the lunge. So you're really getting into the hip and out of the low back, okay? Because if I allow it to go here, I can get much deeper into this pose, but really I'm getting it all in my low back, which the world gets in our low back. We don't need to help anymore. Get your booty under you, pull that belly back, and come into it. It's gonna be much more challenging. Okay, take your arms up. Taking a little, no, we'll save that for the next round. Relax your shoulders, make sure that the ribs are back. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, down. Right foot back, inhale and plank. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. This time, we're gonna take the left leg up and open the hips. Just open the door. Look at your right foot and notice how your right heel just swung out to the right. Lengthen through the outer edge of that right foot, through the outer edge of this right hip. And it's gonna deepen your stretch. Draw the knee into the chest. Step forwards, roll it up, push it back, bend that right knee, get your butt under you, and then use that right thigh to push you further forwards into the pose. Beautiful. Arms up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands down. Inhale again, get long. Exhale, right foot to top of the mat, bow down. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, bowing down. Roll it up. And stand tall. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot back. Roll it up. Push back with the left leg. Scooch the booty under you. So bend that right knee a little bit. Really internally rotate that right femur so the knee points straight down at the ground. And then you can start to push into the right thigh and maybe tip down as long as you can keep the pelvis upright. Good, arms are up. We're gonna do an optional twist here. So you really need to focus on keeping your pelvis square. Right arm is gonna come forwards, left arm is going to go back. Tendency here is to let the right hip go back and the left hip go forward and the pelvis to fall forwards. So really resist that temptation. Keep pushing the right hip forwards. Pull the left hip back. And then from here, keep everything nice and stable in the pelvis, but lengthen it down so the right hand comes down, left arm comes up. Now you need to focus on scooching your left butt cheek under you and lifting your right hip bone up to counter twist. Left hand down, left foot back, inhale long, exhale up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg's gonna sweep up, open the hip, look at those left toes, reach through the outer edge of the left hip and the left heel. Draw the knee in, step it forward, roll it up, push back, bend the left knee, really internally rotate that right thigh bone, get the pelvis under you, and then re-expand from there. Arms up. Stay nice and stable through the pelvis, twisting open. So my left hip really needs to stay grounded. Slide that left hand down, right arm up. Just notice the tendency to want to pick the right butt cheek up. I want you to hug it under. Get the left hip lifting up. So you counter twist with the pelvis. Right hand down. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, set that left foot forwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Bend the knee. Roll it up. Relax for a moment. So we're going to keep the feet hip width apart. Look down at your toes, spread all 10 of them. And now I want you to sit yourself back as if you were, somebody had a hold of your hips and they just pulled you back. So you're sitting into your chair pose here, okay? It's called chair pose. It's not called zigzag lightning pose, okay? Chair pose, get the booty back. Now, oftentimes we do the same thing that I've been talking about. Just get rid of this because that's annoying. So you really drop the belly here to get that butt back. Like, ooh, I can get it. I can get so deep back here. Great. Now what we're trying to do, trying to heal our bodies. So you're going to actually slightly tuck the tail here so that you can draw the belly back so that you think, this is what I would look like if I was sitting. I wouldn't be sitting like this, okay? So you do want to think about rotating your perspective so that you can see my tail is long, my pubic bone is lifting towards my belly, I'm nice and strong. Maybe my hands are on my hips. Maybe my arms are out at a T. Maybe I am sucking my shoulder blades down my back and reaching out here. That's when you're really going to feel the resistance through the core. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, push through your heels, come all the way up to standing, sweep the arms down. All right, I'm gonna try that on one leg. So you are going to send the booty back, but keep it's a good word. Keep the rib cage, pubic bone drawing towards your belly button as you sit back. Okay. Now, I'll rotate so y'all can see me. Here we are. Back here. Get my hands out of the way. You're going to shift your weight into your left foot. Try not to hike that right booty up, okay? You're just shifting slightly, taking some weight out of that right foot. Maybe take a whole lot of weight out of that right foot. Cross it over and just hang it out. Sunday afternoon. Kind of yoga pose. They should just call this Sunday afternoon yoga pose. Okay? Make sure you're drawing your belly back still. It gets hard, we immediately want to collapse. Stay strong. Plant that right foot back down. Woo. Reach up. Stretch it out. Find a second of peace. Feet hip width apart, toes pointed forwards. Rib cage down, pubic bone up. They needed the belly button. Send it back. Nice, strong chair position here. You start to shift your weight over into the right leg. And again, resist lifting that booty up all the way. Keep it level. Pick it up maybe. Cross it maybe. Keep that butt coming back. Belly strong. And we're gonna push through, reach up, And exhale, all the way down. Resting for a moment here. Let's actually do tree. So you're gonna shift your weight into that left foot again. Engage through the core. And just pick those right toes up. But again, resist the booty lift. So pelvis stays completely stable while you pick the right toes up. Maybe you just come up to the big toe. Maybe you lift it up. Externally rotate. So when you externally rotate, the butt has to actually slide in towards your butt crack. Okay? So you don't want to just allow just the thigh to move. It's a whole, the pelvis has to get involved. I have to sink my tail down and open the door for that to happen. Okay? Resting the foot at the ankle, toes can touch if balance is challenging today. And I tuck the tail and I think about that hamstring, the back of the thigh, actually trying to wrap its way up towards your inner thigh. Okay? Hands can rest out on the hips. Maybe you slide it up to just under the knee. And again, that hamstring really needs to wrap up towards the inner thigh. So there's an active external rotation. Tree pose becomes much more interesting when you get your whole body involved instead of just coming into a shape. If you want to go higher than heel at the bottom of the knee, you need to go all the way above the knee, because if you push in at the knee, you run the risk of injuring your knee. So bring that foot up as high as it'll go. Again, watch that that hip wants to come up. Now you're like, stop talking. This pose is taking forever. Good. Push your foot into your thigh. Get that right booty under you so that your hamstring can slide forwards as if it's trying to come up and escape. Breathe. Pick a point to look at. You want to challenge yourself, make it eye level, make it up towards the ceiling, or close your eyes. And really tuck yo booty. We like to be back here. No, get it under. Get it under. And then to release, you're not just going to drop that foot to the ground, you're going to pick it up off the leg, maintain the balance, and set it back down. Shake the legs out. Shift your weight over to right foot. Again, as you start to take the weight out of that left heel, don't let the booty come up. Keep it down. You stay nice and level. Maybe we pick the foot up. Place it on the inside of the ankle. Toe can be down or up. And we're still lengthening through the low back. I'm tucking my left butt cheek under me. And that left hamstring is trying to pull up. Okay? Finding your inner peace. Maybe slide that foot up under the knee. And every time I move, I need to readjust the pelvis. This, if nothing else, tree pose is all about pelvis intricacies. Maybe pull that foot all the way up. Wherever it goes, push into the thigh pushes back, the pelvis readjusts, the hamstring is trying to hike its way up through the inner thigh. Find a point to focus on with your eyes. Or really challenge yourself if you're feeling rock star on your balance today. Close your eyes. Keep lifting the pubic bone. Breathing. Make sure that that tail is tucked under you and your low back's long. And come out of the pose, you gently release, and let the foot down. Do a little dance around your mat, shake those legs out. A little roll. And let's finish today. Let's finish in a reclining butterfly. So, top of the mat, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, send your booty down and back, but keep the belly in tight all the way down to the floor. Lift your faces up, back into Devasana. We're here. We might as well do some core. So take your two fingers, your peace fingers, touch them behind your ears. Okay? Now I want you to pull your right knee in and twist towards that right knee. Maybe take the left leg out, try to tap your inner elbow to your inner knee. Back center, opposite way. Ooh, so much fun. Center, turn to the right, center, turn to the left, center, to the right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, one more, right, center, left, center, release, lift, 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 lift. Oh, drop the knees down, tuck your tail and roll yourself all the way down. Drop the arms out towards Shavasana. And then bring the balls of the feet together. Drop the knees open. I like to take cactus arms for some reason in this variation. That feels good. You can go ahead and do it. Or not. Slowing your breath down. And if this feels like a great place to take your Shavasana today, go right ahead. If you're ready to come out of it, you'll just bring the hands down and gently assist the knees together. And then lengthen the legs down the mat. I find it really beneficial to take a second and just strongly internally rotate my thigh bones so that I release that extra rotation that I've just been in. And then let the legs completely relax, arms completely relax. Deepening your breath, bringing gentle movements into the body. And we're going to just take a real quick twist in either direction because we did so much external rotation at the end of class. My sacrum, I don't know about yours, but mine feels like it needs a good little twisting internal rotation. So just gonna bend my right knee, foot to the floor, slide the left ankle over to the midline, and then allow your hips to come over to the right a little bit. And then take your twist over to the left. And then you're going to untwist on your exhale. Lengthening yourself down, bend the left knee, kind of scooch the pelvis over to the left a little bit. Bring that right leg down the midline of the mat. Take the twist over to the right. You might as well just keep rolling to your right here. So you end up on your belly. Press yourself back into a child's pose. Rolling yourself back up to seated. Closing your eyes, taking a couple of deep breaths here. Taking a second to think of something that you're grateful for. Bring your palms together, your heart center. Thank you guys so much for moving with me today. Namaste.